Hello, fellow food lovers. Today I will be making fresh fruit, fresh cream layer cake. You will need 1 cake box mix white, half a liter whipping cream, brown sugar, 2 cups of fresh fruit, strawberries, blackberry, kiwi, cantaloupe, pineapple, and the ingredients to make the cake based on what it says on the box. Okay, so I have Betty Crocker cake mix here. So basically for this mix, the box says you need 3 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 1/4 cup of water to make this cake. But follow the directions that are on your box. So I'm putting 3 eggs in here. And 1/3 cup of oil. And 1 1/4 cup of water. So I'm gonna whisk the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients until it's just mixed in, and then it should be good to go. So I have 2 round cake pans. They're both non-stick, but I'm also going to spray a non-stick aerosol over it as well. So it has a double non-stick protection. So I'm putting half the batter into one tin and then half the batter into the other one. I kind of do that over the surface to try and make the cake level when it rises. Okay, so I have the oven preheated to 325 degrees and it's set on bake, so the bottom element's on. I have the cake sitting on the very top rack just so it doesn't burn easily. So the cake box says 325 degrees for about 30 minutes. So I'll check the cake at the 20-minute point, and if it's doing well, if it's not burning or nothing, then I'll let it go on to 30 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna prep the fruit for this cake now. So I have blackberries, a small box of blackberries that I emptied into a bowl, and then I have a box of strawberries. So I'm probably gonna just use half of them. So I'm going to give them a wash. The blackberries are good to go as is, but the strawberries, you need to cut the crowns off. You need to cut the green leaves off. And then I'm going to cut them all into halves as well. So there it is. I'm cutting them into halves. So I have a package of kiwis here. I'm probably going to use about 4 of them. So I'm going to peel all of them. Okay, so once they're all peeled, I'm going to slice them. Probably about 4 slices each fruit. And I got a pineapple here. I'm going to cut off the crown. I'm probably going to use half of it. So I'm going to cut the skin off the pineapple. And there's those eyes that are left behind, so I'm going to have to cut those off as well. So you're going to probably have to cut the core out as well. The core is kind of fibrous. I know some people will actually eat the core, but in terms of using it for a cake, you don't want the core in there. It's just too hard. So I'm going to cut these pineapple pieces into chunks. Okay, so there's the pineapple, it's all done. And I got a cantaloupe here. It's quite a large cantaloupe. We're probably just going to use a third of it. So you're going to scrape the seeds out from the center. We can't really use that part. So I got a melon baller. I'm going to use it to make melon balls. Okay, so I have some melon balls there. Okay, so 30 minutes have gone by. I'm going to pull the cakes out now. And Generally, to test the cakes to see if they're done, you would either take a toothpick or a little wooden skewer, and you would put it down into the thickest part of the cake and pull it out, just like that. And if it comes out clean, it means it's done. If it has batter stuck to it, it means it's not done. It has to go back in for a bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to make the whipping cream now. So I have half a liter of whipping cream. And I'm going to sweeten that with brown sugar. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in there. I like brown sugar when making whipping cream. It gives the whipping cream kind of like a caramelly taste. You don't get that with white sugar, so that's why I always use brown sugar when I make whipped cream. So 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to turn it on to high using the whisk attachment. And with a KitchenAid on high, it should be done in less than 5 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it, because if it overmixes, it could become butter and it won't be usable as whipped cream. So that's pretty good. It's stiff enough for frosting, but not butter, basically. Okay, so we're going to assemble the cakes now. I'm going to put the first layer of cake down. And I'm going to put the whipped cream on top of the first layer. So we're going to put the first layer of fruit on. I have quite a bit of pineapple, so I'm going to use just pineapple for the first layer of fruit. And you want kind of smaller pieces in the middle layer so it doesn't, cause the top layer of cake to kind of stick out. Then we're going to put a bit of whipped cream on top of that. And then we're going to put the second layer of cake on top of that, on top of the fruit. And I'll put some whipped cream on top of the top layer of cake. And then I'm going to put whipped cream along the sides of the cake as well. Okay, so once the cake's totally covered in whipped cream, we're going to put the fruit on the top layer of cake now. So you want to make this pretty, kind of make it into a kind of geometric design, have the fruit spread over evenly. So we got pineapple on there, and melon balls, and kiwi, and strawberries and blackberries. So it should be quite pretty, a pretty cake. Okay, so that cake looks like it's kind of coming together now. So you can see it's quite colorful. Okay, there you have it. My fresh fruit, fresh cream layer cake. I like working with whipped cream as opposed to a sugar icing or even like a buttercream. It's whipped cream is kind of less sweet, provided you don't put too much sugar in there. And whipped cream goes good with fresh fruit too, so. Okay. Bon appetit. Okay, bon appetit.